JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, that is Charles, because today's the 11th of June 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yes, check us out here on jfdbank.com. And click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is it's the S&P 500, and well, yesterday we had we have created a new all-time high on the S&P 500. We did push higher above the previous all-time high here near the 4,238, and most importantly that we have closed. We've closed above that area. Fractionally, of course, but still above that previous all-time high. And if we follow the theory that I've kind of have described already several times, then we could see a further move higher. And if we take a look at the cash index, yep, we see that the price is currently trading at around 4,245, 46 level, so basically above, slightly above yesterday's close, and also above the previous all-time high here, then yes, I mean this could lead to some higher levels. So let's see where this is going to end up traveling to. And of course, the big question here is, can we go and create a new all-time high for today? And in general, for that we would need to overcome the current all-time high near the 4,249, or actually I would round it up towards 50. So 4,250, nice beautiful number. In order to go for some higher levels, a break of that barrier would be required, guys. So let's keep an eye on that one. At the same time, we're keeping a close eye on this upside line here, taken from the low of the 19th of May, and in a way for us to consider maybe a bit of a corrective move lower. Yes, we need to see a nice good drop below that upside line here, and then we could consider a move towards the 21-day EMA initially, and then we could take it from there, of course. Nasdaq 100. Now Nasdaq had a much better result yesterday, and yep, as you can see, it pushed higher. And most importantly, when I said to you that if we clear this 13,815 territory, I spoke about Nasdaq this in the beginning of this week, that my next target will be the 13,955 territory, which we managed to reach perfectly. So in a way, right now, I mean, looking at this, there is a chance to see maybe a further move north, maybe even towards the current all-time high near the 14,073 territory, approximately around here. Looking at the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is above this barrier, above this 13,955 zone. So yep, if we continue to trade above it, then my next target is the 14,073 territory. If we start drifting lower, now this is where I might consider a correction to the downside if we see a break below this this upside support line taken from the low the 19th of May. Now, don't get me wrong, although it looks a little bit on the tentative side, nevertheless, a break of this upside line would be needed in order, like I said, to consider a bit of a larger correction to the downside. So let's keep an eye on that one. Jumping into DAX. Jumping into DAX, guys, and here, this is what I talked about this morning, and this is what I kind of warned you about the potential rebound here that we could see in this formation. Now, I said to you that maybe, just maybe, we could see this one as a potential rising wedge pattern, which, of course, according to all the TA rules, tends to break to the downside. But until we get that break, we cannot really, let's say, get comfortable with the downside. We need that break first in order, to aim for some lower levels. But as you can see, this is exactly what I was saying, that in a way we could come closer to it, but if it doesn't break this lower side of the rising wedge straight away, then maybe it could continue moving higher within this rising wedge pattern. So as long as the boundaries remain intact, the direction is still to the upside. So again, the same idea remains here, and this is what I told you to do yesterday, or to keep an eye on yesterday. I don't really tell you what to do exactly, guys. You do your own, what you're comfortable with, of course. So basically here, I said that we might see a rebound from this area near the lower side of the rising wedge. And we're seeing that rebound. So for now, guys, long story short, basically I'm still gonna remain positive as long as we stay within the boundaries of this formation. For the downside, if we suddenly drop below the 15,477 territory, somewhere below this area, that's the current lowest point of June. And if we drop below that area, then yes, we would already be below the lower side of the rising wedge and below the 21-day EMA. And then, further declines could be possible, guys. Hello, good afternoon to you too, Erica. Thank you very much for joining in. So on Friday, I do understand this is quite a probably maybe you had to force yourself. I don't know. I mean, it's Friday, of course. I understand. It's already, you don't want to do anything. You just want to go probably hit that weekend already and just kind of enjoy it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate that. And the rest, guys, I mean, who is watching, I mean, I really appreciate you joining in right now. So thank you very much. That means a lot to me. So coming back to the charts here, DXY, for example, here you can see that we are having a nice, beautiful reversal here to the upside. And initially we were drifting lower this morning, but you can see how well this upside line continued to provide support, and we are seeing now a push above this 90.23 territory. So let's see if we stay above this area. If we do, then yes, my next target is the 90.63 territory right there. That's marked by the current highest point of June. So let's keep an eye on that one. Silver. So silver is pushing higher, and this is where we are we have approached this 28.23 territory. So in a way, that's great news for the buyers. Now let's see if we can have the daily candle staying above this area. If it does stay above this area, then my next target will be the 28.75 territory, approximately around here, near the highest point of May. And then we'll take it from there, because then slightly above that, we have the 29.03 territory marked by the high of the February 2nd, and then we'll take it from there, of course. But again, don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, yes, we had a good move here, but in order to get a little bit more comfortable with further moves higher, yes, the daily candle, the body of the daily candle should remain above the 28.23 territory right here. Litecoin. So Litecoin is kind of stuck, I would say. I mean, to be honest, in general, the cryptos, and most likely they're waiting for the weekend weekend. I mean, during the weekend we sometimes get these good moves. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. For now, what I'm keeping an eye on here for the downside, I need to see a drop below the 157.37 territory right here. And for the upside, I need to see, well, not only a break of this downside line taken from the high of the 20th of May, but also maybe somewhere a push above the 197.66 territory right here. This way, potentially more buyers could join in. And then we could see maybe this one climbing a little bit higher. But at the moment, I would say that I'm going to take a bit of a careful approach here, maybe even cautiously bearish. But if by any chance this pushes higher and breaks this downside line, then this is where we could start looking and examining higher areas. But still, certain confirmation breaks would be required. Now, AUD and ZD. So this is what I said to you guys this morning, that and actually yesterday as well when I was covering AUD and ZD. So basically we managed to break the downside line, so that's great, and we managed to stay above the 1.0793 territory right here. So basically all that kind of gave us a bit more positivity in the near-term outlook. However, what I said to you previously, that we'll be very, very careful near this the break above this 1.0758 happened, and when my next target is the 1.0793. There we go. So this is where we're currently sitting at, and as I mentioned previously, that this is the level to be very careful with, because as you can see here, back in May, we had all these nice false breakouts, but eventually the pair drifted back down. So let's see if this is going to be the case again, because I don't want to be I want to be a little bit on the careful side here. So we might see a nice good push higher, but if the daily candle doesn't stay above the 1.0793 territory, then well, another slide here could be possible. And maybe, just maybe, depending on how this is going to play out. So let me just quickly highlight this area, and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about here. So basically we have this area here which we're keeping a close eye on. So yes, okay, so that's one kind of part of the problem. If this area provides resistance, we could see a drift back down, and this is where I need to probably get rid of this downside line, no longer needed. But then it will be interesting to see if we actually, let's say we do drift lower, can we find some support somewhere near this maybe 200-day EMA? If we can, and then we see a nice rebound back up, then basically we could be seeing getting ourselves here a nice little inverted head and shoulders pattern. Well, I mean, we have it's a bit of a complex one, of course, I would say, because the left shoulders here are we have a couple of left shoulders here, and then of course, depending on how this is going to play out here, maybe we could also have another couple of right shoulders right here. So if all that stays here, and if we do see, let's say, something like this happening, then of course, yes, this could be a beautiful inverted head and shoulders pattern. But again, at the moment, this is just an idea. This is it's not the main scenario. The main scenario right now is to keep an eye on this barrier right here, this 1.0793 territory, in order to go for some higher levels. A push and a daily candle staying above that area would be needed. USD CAD. USD CAD is still trying to hang on to this upside line, or should I say above this upside line. But as you can see, the 21-day EMA is still doing its job. It is providing strong resistance, and we keep getting these little overshoots. But it's for now we're not really pushing higher. And as I said to you previously, that in order to get a little bit more comfortable with the upside, I need to see a push above the 1.2133 territory right here. This way, the pair would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. So let's keep that in mind. In terms of the downside here, yes, a break of this upside line would be needed. Then, of course, if we do see something like that, then we'll consider a move towards this 1.2013 territory, but that's the more comfortable level, after a break of which I could consider further decline. So For now, I mean, even if we do break below this upside line, back below this upside line, then yes, I could aim for some lower levels, but I'll be very careful near this hurdle right here, the 1.2013. But at the moment, I'm keeping an eye on this 1.2133. I would like to see the daily candle staying above it in order to go for some higher levels. Now, jumping into GBP CAD, this one's also looking quite interesting still. As you can see that since around maybe mid-May, we have been moving sideways here, but at the same time, we're actually on the bigger picture, we are still trading above this upside line, the short-term upside line taken from the low the 7th of May, and we're trading below this medium-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 24th of February. So for now, we will, from the very short-term perspective, we'll lean a little bit more towards the upside. However, as I mentioned before, I need to see that push above the 1.7171 territory right here in order to get comfortable with higher levels. But then my upside could be limited near this downside line. For the downside, we need to see a break of this upside line, and to be honest, at this point, I mean, I would rather wait for a drop somewhere below this hurdle, below this little area of support between the 1.70 and 1.7016, something like that here, and yes, then we could consider maybe a further move lower. I can see in chat room, Evo, yep, hello to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful kind of finishing of the trading day. I mean, hopefully they are, yeah, you had a successful week. But coming back here to the charts and quickly update you on Euro TRYs, and this is what I talked about this morning. Basically, I said to you that in a way, if this pair continues to trade below the 21-day EMA, yep, we could see maybe a move towards the 10.10 territory. Well, I mean, as you can see here, we've managed to reach that area, and look at this beautiful kind of trade here. Yep, everything's bang on according to the plan. So that's great. Now let's see how this is going to play out further. But again, probably I'm going to leave this one for next week now, because if it continues to trade somewhere above this 10.10 territory, then maybe we could see a bit of a corrective move here back up, and then and maybe then another slide later on. But again, I'll pick up on this one again. But so far, it has been quite a success. Euro GBP, still trading. Trading kind of below this downside line, and what I said to you this morning, that maybe we could see this one as a descending triangle pattern. Of course, those patterns tend to break to the downside, and yes, I mean, in a way, we could consider further declines. However, there's always a however with Euro GBP, because basically, as you can see, we did drift lower. But now the question is, will we stay below this hurdle, below the 0.8582 zone? If we do, then yes, I'll aim for lower levels. But if we don't, well, we'll just have ourselves a nice false breakout again, and basically then we'll kind of just go back to the drawing board and see what we can do, what we can squeeze out of this pair. But at the moment, I mean, yes, everything's kind of working out according to the analysis, and let's see if we can have this daily candle today staying below the 0.8582 zone, and then I'll take it from there next week. And finally Euro USD. So yep, drifting back down, and this is what I keep saying, guys. I mean, this is an interesting one, and this morning I said to you that yes, we were kind of leaning a little bit more towards the upside, just because we were above this downside line, above the upper side of the. But I said to you as well that wait for the daily candle to end, because if it would have ended, or actually I wouldn't say it like that, because maybe everything can change during the U.S. session. So if it would end above this this downside line, this upper side of the channel, or falling wedge, or at the moment, I mean, it's a little bit unclear here, then yes, we could consider maybe a move further north. But at the moment, this is when I always say, wait for that daily candle to finish if you're not sure. And yep, we're seeing now a drop lower, and the most interesting is that we have broken this upside line taken from the low the 31st of March. We can get rid of it. To be be honest, because nevertheless it was a tentative one, and this one as well is a tentative one. This one's taken from the low of the 5th of May. However, this tentative one is so far still kind of, I would say, playing its role. And if we do see the daily candle staying below it today, then, well, I will continue aiming to the downside, guys. And then, yes, maybe we could see a move towards the lower side of the this falling channel, or maybe this 100-day EMA. However, if it stays somewhere around here, above this upside line but below this downside one, then I'll take a neutral stand, because there still could be a chance for a reversal and a push higher. But for that, again, I would wait for the daily candle to aim to stay above this downside line, and then I could consider maybe higher levels. But at the moment, I would say I'm a little bit skeptical about the upside. However, if the DXY suddenly reverses back down, well, I mean, EURUSD could get picked up by the bulls as well. So keep that in mind. But for now, long story short, keep your eyes on this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 5th of May. If we stay below it, then further declines could be possible. So guys, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend. Try to relax as much as you can, and come back fresh on Monday, and join me on my Traders Espresso as always, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.